Patagonia Elementary School District is very grateful for the A for Arizona Grant Foundation for providing us the funding so we can give this program to our wonderful students. We'd like to thank the Matt Bevel Company and the University of Arizona as well for their wonderful insights and collaboration in creating this curriculum. This quarter, the Creative STEM Club launched with students entering the fourth dimension in Module 2. It's called the Art of Kinetics, and they started on September 22nd. They'll be talking about energy, matter, time, space, forces, work, and the basic laws of motion. We got started a little late this year because we wanted to get our COVID protocols in place before we had another club starting for the kids. We wanted to get policies and procedures in place first, which is always a good idea. And the second reason was we had to find a replacement for Miss Trantham, who her schedule was busy, so she couldn't teach the Universe Within or the STEM Club for us this year. So we replaced her with Mr. CW, who's worked with the Universe Within before, so he was a good fit. And he's also the 5th grade teacher, and he's teaching the 4th grade students, so we think it'll lend well for him to get used to those students on his way up. And he's also improving with his technology, and he can bring another layer of instruction to the students that we didn't have before. The two most notable successes that we've had so far is the governing board actually approved the curriculum for the STEM Club during the summer. It's the first STEM Can curriculum that has been approved by our governing board, and getting the kids so interested in STEM activities at a young age, we think will really help them blossom in the future with their science and their math and all the STEM technologies or STEM subject areas that they will face in high school and even in college. And we're also teaching them by grade level. We have a full 4th grade class in one in the second module with one teacher, and then we have the whole 5th grade class in another module with another teacher, so that they're all together and they can bounce ideas off of each other, and they have a cohort and they're used to each other, so they can be more creative.
We're discussing the STEM Club, the Universe Within here at Patagonia Elementary School, and one of the challenges that I'm having is storing materials because so many different things were happening and so many new things were coming in. So right now we are working on our time-space machine, and we have doodle books, we have measuring tapes, we have markers, pencils, sort of, and right now currently I'm just storing them on a table, so each kid has their stuff. And the solution to our storage little dilemma is some sort of a shelving unit, very similar to Catherine Parker's in her room, and little bins for different types of materials that will be shared for the group. A second challenge that we have is assessment. We want to know how well the kids are understanding these difficult higher level concepts. We're talking 4th and 5th graders, and we're talking potentially high school concepts. So we initially thought maybe, we'll just do an initial assessment, a pretest, and then at the end of the program or at the end of a quarter, maybe do a post-test. Well, Catherine had a very amazing idea, and that was to have sort of chunk it into smaller, pieces so that the kids will have better recall and that we can do reviews. So we're doing a pretest on lesson 1 and 2, and then a post-test on lesson 1 and 2, which have to do with energy, matter, and world building.
A river. Does it have mass and does it take up space? Waves. Waves. So the actual water of a river is a liquid, it is matter.
Yeah, that's what I tried.
But a wave of water is energy. We can take energy from that moving wave, that movement, and we can create electricity, which is energy.
Another challenge that I'm observing in my classroom is time. Interesting enough that we're doing time and space relationships. So the time that I'm referring to is the curriculum is so jam-packed and our time period 1 hour per week. So we are hustling and we are exciting the kids to a level that the catalysm is, the synergy there is exciting, and we're just realizing that some of the content may spill over. We may review a little bit on that next lesson, and I've touched base with the other teachers and they're in a very similar place. We're looking for deep level knowledge, not cursory, forget the next week. So the lesson we learned from this time challenge is to extend the program past the 20 weeks as needed. We're realizing the content is so rich and so important, life skills being learned by these kids, that it's well worth adding a few more lessons to the end of the, so we'll go past our original time limit. We're gonna make it right. We're gonna make sure the kids have full lessons learned and full projects developed before we call it the universe within. This approach, by extending the program a little bit, allows Catherine and myself to add our prior knowledge, our scientific backgrounds, and enrich the program so that as each daily lesson is developing, we can spontaneously add things that we see the kids are needing at that specific time moment. So that's one reason that we're adding a little bit more time to our lesson, happily so. Based on the success of Module 1 and the beginning of Module 2, we would envision perhaps having future modules that could include electricity, circuitry, digital storytelling, and more.
We have fully complied with the MOU for this grant.